Almost 2 years ago now, I picked up my first competition gun used. And it came with some aftermarket features that I didn't know that I needed until I didn't have them. And one of those was a pair of Veloce grips from LOK. Now, I Googled it, and Google said that it's pronounced Veloce, but it also looks like Veloce to me, and I really don't know what's right. And so I will leave it to you guys to mercilessly make fun of me in the comment section if I get it wrong. So a year ago, when I switched my competition gun over to a Walther PDP in steel frame, I immediately knew that the stock grips and ultimately the trigger weren't going to work for me due to a little thing called trigger reach. So after just a few weeks of shooting my PDP bone stock, LOK did send me a pair of their Veloce grips to get me back on track. And in this video, I want to talk about why they make such a big difference for me and why I think they're a worthwhile upgrade. So for me, these grips solve a very real problem. They reduce trigger reach and they give me a rough texture to grip and recoil. These grips have a reduced back strap and an overall thinner profile than the stock PDP, which is perfect for my needs. They also have a slight relief around the magazine release that gives me a more positive press on my magazine release, which I think is particularly helpful for those of us using our support hand to release the magazine. The other unique feature on these grips is that the texture is running in multiple different directions, which is supposed to help even more with keeping your hand where it's supposed to be in recoil. I've been shooting these grips for a little over 2 years now, so I'd kind of forgotten just how much I appreciate the rough grip texture until I handed it off to a friend to try at the range, and she actually mentioned to me just how rough the grip texture was. And in her case, it was such a different feeling that she didn't really like it, but it was sort of an indicator to me that I actually like a decently rough grip texture on my competition gun, but not so rough that it causes sore spots. I've shot other people's pistols with a really rough grip texture plenty of times, and there's definitely a kind of happy medium for every single person. I've certainly encountered grip textures that were way too much for my needs, and I find that the Veloce multi-directional texture to be one of my absolute favorites. Lastly, but most importantly, these grips look so good. I know you are way too cool, so you probably don't care about aesthetics, but for a lady like myself, I can definitely appreciate a nice colorway and form factor. And the PDP isn't a bad looking gun by any stretch, but these grips definitely kick it up a notch in a number of ways. And since this video has been so positive, I know I'll get comments asking, no, LOK did not ask me to make this video, nor was it a stipulation in them sending me these grips. I've just been using these grips for over 2 years now and have been talking about them in the comment section long enough that it was just time to finally give them their permanent spot on the channel. So let me know down in the comments below whether or not you've tried LOK grips and what your thoughts are on their variety of options.